Well, I've got to take Mrs. Carr into town today for an appointment, so hopefully we'll get a couple minutes to grab a couple new tyres for the trailer. I've got some nice wheels lined up for it, as long as they fit. They're off my old XF ute I had. But I've just got to move the ute out of the road and then we'll head off into town. Just about due for an oil change. I do it every 5,000 kilometres, so it's 4,999. I'll do it in the next couple of days. Battery's getting very tired in this as well. I might switch it over at the same time with that. I've got one covered up on the floor under there. It's not an apron stolen from work, it's just one that looks like one. Got no choke in this, so it runs really rough for the first 10 seconds or so, and then once it gets that little bit of warmth into the manifolds, it runs perfectly. Now I've just driven from there to there. It's idling rough, but it's running smooth enough to actually drive. People have always asked me how I get away with no choke, but it's just a matter of I've been driving this ute for that many years without it. I've grown used to it, and you learn to work around it. When it's cold and won't idle, you just keep pumping the throttle a little bit, or hold it down for a little bit of a fast idle. But yeah, it hasn't phased me. I'm never going to get around to fixing it because it probably use more fuel when it's cold then. Okay, so watch the spider webs. These four wheels here should be a set of Ford centre lines, and my trailer's got a set of Ford stud pattern on it, so hopefully they'll fit in there without sticking out grubby, but they'll look awesome on there, I think. And I've got two spares, so it's a good thing as well. Okay, while we're here, I'm just going to see if there's anything I want to take with me out of the shed. I haven't been in here for quite some time. Fucking lawnmower sitting there, big debases, all sorts of old shit. So I think I've got a tub of axle grease here, so I'll repack the bearings on the trailer. Hopefully they'll come up alright. Here's something you don't find every day. That's a brand new, out of the box. I've lost the box. Rochester 4-barrel carby for Holden V8. Probably worth quite a bit of money now, because they're getting old. But that one's, yeah, still brand new. It's never been used. I could put it on the 253 V8 out there one day, but we'll see what we do. Brand new tacho, all sorts of shit stacked in here. These tyres are so new, they've still got the yellow lines and the writing on them. I stopped driving my old XF ute just after I got the tyres. I drove home and I broke the gear linkage, so I only had first and reverse, and I never got around to fixing it. I just parked at the back of my father's place and left it there, and then I sold it without the wheels quite a bit later, once it was out of rego. So these wheels will be handy anyway. I'll get some standard tyres, put on those original steel rims, and then swap those back on once it's registered. The trailer now, test fit one of those wheels before mucking around with the bearings and that, but some idiots put the wheel nuts on backwards for whatever reason. I'll try and get them undone. They look pretty rusty, so I'll see how I go. Positive reinforcement got them undone. It's alright, not as bad as I thought they would be, so I'll jack it up now and try this other wheel on. Unfortunately, they stick out of the guards by about maybe an inch or so. So I'll have to have standard wheels on it when I take it in for its rego inspection, but yeah. This bearing had no play at all, and it must be the other side that was giving the impression, so I'll check that out in a minute. But yeah, this bearing's really good, so we'll sit there and spin and spin and spin. So that bearing's in pretty good nick. Might just re-grease it sometime. And that's still going, it's not even slowing down yet. Well, after a lot of reinforcement I got this tied off. And the nuts on this side were the right way around, they were just so friggin' tight. But there's a lot of play in this bearing, so I'll pull it apart, see if I can't just adjust it, because you can do the nut up a little bit more. And repack it with some new grease. Otherwise I might have to buy new ones. I'll do new ones in both sides. Still spins alright though, so hopefully it'll be alright. I don't want to go spending a fortune, but We'll see how it goes. So the grease covers off the axle hub now. To pull the hub off completely, I need to remove this split pin. And then undo the nut. See, the nut's already loose, but the pin's what holds it in place, and you just do it up until there's no play in the bearings, and then put the pin back through. So, after seeing the condition of the bearings, once we get it apart, I should be able to just put new grease in it and be right. I'm not seeing any metal filings, but it could still be wear in there. So the split pin's out, and I should be able to undo that fully. Once that's undone, the hub should come off. Careful not to drop anything. Filthy shit, this grease. I'll just clean it all with some cotton rag. I've got heaps of that from old sheets and that. And then repack it all. That washer will fall off. That's got the wheel bearings on it, and they don't look that bad. Neither does the carrier, so it might have just been a bit loose. So the bearings appear to be very good. The end of the axle is very good. So I might just repack the grease and reassemble it and tighten that nut up a little bit more. So maybe over wear and tear, or someone hasn't done it up properly to begin with. That's come loose, but yeah, I'll see how it goes before replacing them, because they seem pretty good at the moment. That's my axle greased up nicely. Packed a whole heap into the back of the hub. Now just got to slip that on and clean out and repack the front bearing. So I've just got to put the split pin back in now and put the dust cover back on. That's only a press fit type thing. You remove it by levering it off gently. But okay, it's not spinning for ages at the moment, but it spins smoothly and there's no play there now, so that's a really good start. It's probably not spinning smoothly because of the new grease, hasn't gone through everything yet. It's sort of just sitting there on the surface. But after a good drive, that'll sort itself out. It's probably got a lot more grease than what was supposed to be in there as well, but shit happens, it'll leak out or do something. Work on that. Alright, couldn't do that single-handedly, but that's on nicely now, so I'll just put on this other wheel and leave it at that for today. This side's all back together now, so it's rolling pretty smoothly. Not quite as good as the other side does, but still pretty darn good. It's a little bit noisy. I think the end of the split pin's rubbing on the fucking grease cap there, but it's not to worry. I'll fix that up sometime. I've still got a lot more work to go before I can take it in for its inspection anyway. A dirty little black fuck spider there. He's going for a little holiday, I think. Die, bitch. Alright, thanks for watching.